Hello, my name is Eric Watanabe. As a part of your application process was to make a video and answering two questions. One was why you would want to work with Playwell, and one of the main reason for me is that I used to be a ski instructor for children, and during that time I would work. I would not only I'd work with the kids, but not only would I be doing that, I would be teaching them how to ski, along with getting to know them and knowing what they were capable of, what they like to learn, things that they liked in order to try and help them teach them how to ski, which is actually a fairly complicated thing. It's a very complicated system. You have to be doing a bunch of different things at one time in order to get it to work well. And coming from the background that I have, which is at the time I had a bachelor's of science in physics, and I really believe that kids could learn physics at a much younger age than when we get taught now, or at least when I was taught, which was high school. I believe that kids could actually pick up on a lot of physics principles pretty early on. I would, like roughly they could actually start to grasp probably very strong concepts around like 7 or 8 is what I believe, even though it probably could be much younger. I haven't really necessarily gotten a chance to explore that. And so, but one of the reasons why I'd really like to work with you guys would be that you guys are trying to teach kids these scientific principles, which I think are very important and is very important for kids to learn science at a young age. And I would also say that I would be very grateful to be able to give back, as I went to many science camps when I was a child, and I really like those. And this is where I am now. And who's not to say if that played a part in it. And the second part to your question is what you would do with 10,000 ping pong balls. I have actually been thinking about this for a long time because it's such a strange question. And I have a few things. I guess the more realistic one would be to go to a large hill and just dump all the ping pong balls down and just see where they go. Idealistically, if I could have full control of the full setup, I would want a very steep hill. And then I would want a thing called, it's like a terrain park setup from skiing, where there's a bunch of ramps and other ramps that lead into rails. But I was thinking, instead of ramps that lead into series of jumps, it would actually just be one jump, and like a gentle slope. And then I drew a very rough picture. I don't know if you can see it, but I was thinking like a ramp, and then the ping pong balls would fly off the ramp, and then that other weird squiggly line. So I was thinking that could be fire underneath, because that would make it interesting. And then if ping pong balls took a weird bounce, then they would go into the fire and then they would explode. Or not really explode, but ping pong balls are actually very flammable, if you didn't know. And I think that would just make it kind of interesting. And then, so that would be for the ping pong balls that did not follow the standard trajectory, if they did not have a smooth takeoff. And then I think that would be really interesting if they all flew onto actually different surfaces, and to see how they would respond when they fall onto those surfaces. So like metal, like ice, liquid nitrogen would be cool. And of course, also the other one of them would be fire, to see it come up. And then I also think it would be really cool if you had cameras in a bunch of different locations, and just so you could watch it. And then you could probably actually do a lot of interesting, I think that you could do a lot of interesting calculations, like scientific calculations on where the balls go, maybe some bounce coefficients. I don't really know. There would be a 10,000 ping pong balls, so there could be potentially a lot of variations of data that you would need. I don't know. Now I've started to think about it too long. But that is in general what I would do if given 10,000 ping pong balls. I would also probably keep a few of those ping pong balls to actually play ping pong. Yes. Thank you for your consideration, and this has been my video.